Thank you, Monica, for this platform. And thank you, all of you. I understand you have registered in great numbers. This is great for NFASA, and we are looking forward to have these discussions in future, which really will help the indigenous languages literature, which have been always in the shadows, so to say. Because of quite a number of reasons, which I wouldn't like to mention here. Sorry. Briefly, I would say, briefly, that the writing of indigenous languages has always been determined, published, and sold or marketed previously by the ministers, then the Department of Education, all departments of education in the homelands, and now the Department of Education. Most of the books are not bought by the speakers of the languages. It's such a pity, but well, we are not on that floor now. What we are going to talk about, as Monica has said, it's about the contract. I suppose we all know that the contract is an agreement between the publisher and the author. It's an agreement, underline that word, agreement. But in the past to me is not even the past. It has been practiced that when indigenous languages authors have presented their manuscript for publication, they are sent contracts by the publisher. And these contracts are written in English. And most of the authors, please understand when I talk about authors, I won't be repeating myself saying indigenous languages authors. I'll just say authors. They are not conversant so much with English, particularly legalese, that is legal English. So they will just sign, not having read thoroughly or attempted to read for that matter. So we would like, and I wish this can be taken and sent to all publishers. And I wish that publishers are present in this gathering. That salient points in the contract, relevant points, should be translated into various indigenous languages so that the authors can understand their agreement with the publishers. So it will help them, because most of the authors complain that we didn't understand what was written there. I didn't say that, all that. And the authors also, after translating, they need that they have to come up with a workshop. I know publishers have held quite a number of workshops for the authors, but they were in English and not in the languages that the people understand. So it is important that we have translation of the contract, of the relevant points, and also workshops. This we agree with Professor Ngubani that it should happen. And the second point is that the royalties are determined without consulting the authors. Look, I understand very well that publishing is business. It is business. The publisher would like to get profit out of the manuscripts presented to them. But the determination of the royalties are done by the publishers without consulting the authors. I think it goes back to what I've said before, that the contract is not understood. So it's better that when the contract is presented to the author, the royalties should also be discussed at the same time. You know, yes, it is written there, but the author, most of the authors are not happy with the percentage of the, when we started, I started writing in 1978, and the contract came with the royalty already written there. So when I signed, it means I agreed to that 12% royalty. Well, later on, it was raised to 15%, but still, the authors were not consulted or even negotiated. There was no negotiation. The other point is that in the contract, there is no security for piracy. You know, yes, something like it's only written on the book that you should not copy, somebody should not, or someone should not copy the book in any other way. So, but in the contract, I'm not sure whether there is such a sentence where the contract specifies that the piracy is protected. The other thing is when the new edition is being reproduced, the publisher, the author does not get that much. I think with some publishers, they even give less percentage than that one which was agreed, or no, not even agreed, sorry, which was signed by or appeared in the contract. Yes, I'm about to finish. I'm about to finish, Monica. So I think with those points that we have discussed with Professor Ngubane, the authors have problems with the signing and the agreement of the contract. That is why now they have gone for self-publishing, which has got lots of problems. Monica knows it's got lots of problems, and I know. Thank you very much, Monica, for this opportunity. I hope I have represented the authors very well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Winston, for saying those few words.